Hello, my black and white brothers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alpha Anime, and this is What If Deku Had None Abilities, Part 3. I just wanted to finally make a Part 3 of this, a Part 3 episode of this, because I feel like I was slacking on it before. I just wanted to take a break from it, because it started getting boring for me, so now I just came up with a few new ideas, so yeah, let's get into this What If. Where we left off, they had gotten to the sports festival and Deku had just won the race. Bakugo was furious but didn't do crap because he can't do much in this situation. And plus, I'm pretty sure not a douche in this one, so he wasn't a complete douchebag, so yeah. Todoroki, on the other hand, I would like to say the same about him, but as you all know, Todoroki is a douchebag until the tournament arc, which is right now, so yeah. So when they realize that Deku has 1,000,000 points, everyone sees him as a target. Deku smiles and says, well, this is going to be fun. He goes around trying to find a team but gets no luck, and for the sake of just being able to keep my sanity, I should say that everyone in the teams are the same, because I don't really care. Plus, there's nothing much I really need to change, so yeah. Miss Midnight yells go, and then most people started heading for Deku. Deku sees this and says, Uraraka, make us lighter. When Deku said this, they started to glide because of Hatsume's jetpacks and because of Uraraka's floaty or zero gravity. Every time a team got close, Deku would use his chains to hit them, just like he uses one of his chains to hit them in the face, and then they run away. And then when someone is far away, but then they see that they're heading for them, he uses a remote punch to punch one of the people's legs so they trip. Bakugo started coming for them, saying, I'm gonna get your points! Like I said, I didn't watch my What If, so I really can't remember if Bakugo still calls him Deku and stuff. Bakugo completely forgot about Deku's remote punch. Hopefully I didn't skip anything because something just happened. So hopefully Bakugo forgot about his Deku's remote punch while he was flying at Deku. So Deku remote punched him while using Janken Fist, sending Bakugo flying. But luckily Kirishima caught him and put him back on top. So yeah. Deku says, well, I guess it's time to get some points. So he releases most of himself. So he spreads himself out by creating multiple versions of himself that can fly. And he spreads himself across the entire the entire Coliseum and starts to take as many points as he can. By the time he's done, he has over 1,000 points in just the ones that he stole from other people. So they win. That's all I really need to say. They win. All the people that enter the fights enter again, cause I like being sane. So after that, Deku is said that he has to go up against a boy named Shinso. They both walk onto the arena, and then Midnight says go. But before this, Ojiro had told Deku about how Shinso can control people by talking and stuff. So Deku made sure to keep his mouth shut like a good little boy. So as soon as they started, Deku created himself, but this time without a mouth. So he just kept walking towards Shinso. crowd is amazed by this because these all this stuff is really versatile. Even Shinzo's confused. He keeps trying to bombard Deku with stuff like with what he did in the anime, but Deku can't even talk if he wanted to. So he just keeps walking. And then when he gets to Shinzo, he starts charging up a John Ken fist. He basically just punks Shinzo, and then he looks like he's about to punch Shinzo. Shinzo's eyes go wide, but then he punches the ground, sending Shinzo flying. I know some of you saying that Deku needs to say John Ken for it to work, but then I'm pretty sure that when Deku said that when Gon says John Ken in the anime, it's just to make his thing stronger, because that's probably like a Nen limitation he put on himself. So Deku has that limitation as well, but then he can still do it, but then just it's not nearly as powerful. So all they did is just like send Shinzo flying, and if Deku actually had said it, he probably would have killed Shinzo by accident. So all the other fights go the same. Now it's time for Deku versus Todoroki. While Deku is getting ready and starts heading to the arena, he's stopped by Endeavor saying, You should make sure to use his fire side. Deku says, yeah, well, no, Sherlock, I was already gonna do that anyway, but not because of you, because I want Todoroki to know his full potential. And plus, you're a douchebag, you know that? I was really looking forward to putting a judgment chain in your chest, but I'll not do that for now. But if I ever hear that you're abusing Todoroki again, you bet that judgment chain is going to be wrapped around your heart before you know it. Endeavor was taken aback by this, and he says, are you threatening me? Deku says, well, I'm not hugging you. Shut up. Now get out of the way before I use it now. So Endeavor learns his lesson and moves to the side like a smart little person. So Deku walks to the arena, and then he sees Todoroki standing there. Midnight yells go, then Todoroki starts releasing an onslaught of ice. Deku just keeps dodging this and creates himself with wings. So he just flies up and just stays up there saying, you're never gonna beat me if you only use your eyesight, Todoroki. We're all giving it our all here, but you're the only one being selfish to yourself and to everyone else by not using your full power. When Todoroki hears this, he sees a flashback to when his mom wasn't in the hospital. So he starts using his fireside, saying, how much did my dad pay you? Deku says, nothing, but I did frighten him for you. Todoroki says, thanks. Deku says, my pleasure. Now, time for a real fight. Deku removes his wings and falls to the ground. Now Todoroki is using his fire and ice, so Deku starts getting serious. He charges up a John Ken paper and then shoots one at Todoroki. Todoroki blocks it with his ice, but then it still sends him back. He stops himself from going out of bounds with his ice, and then starts using his fire to heat up the ground so he can slide on it like it's water. Deku then starts sending multiple versions of himself at Todoroki. Todoroki is struggling to deal with this, but he didn't see what Deku's real plan was. He had sent multiple versions of himself into the air, and all of them were charging a John Ken fist. Then when they're done chanting, he sends all of them at Todoroki, and when he does this, they say, John Ken fist! Or punch, I really can't remember. John Ken rock. I'm stupid. Well, forget it. When they make contact with the ground just shatters. So after that, Todoroki is sent flying out of bounds. So before Deku, before shit, why? Before Todoroki can hit the wall, Deku zooms over there and catches him. So now there, Deku says, "Well, that was a good fight. How do you feel using your fire side?" Todoroki says, "Too soon, Deku." When Deku hears this, like, "Fair enough. Want me to drop you now?" Todoroki says, "Nah, I don't think I can walk." Deku says, "Fair enough." So he slings Todoroki over his shoulder and says, "Well, looks like I win." "Yeah, you got him." Midnight announces it, and then all the heroes have started putting in their bets, saying, "Oh yeah, this kid's gonna win 150%. And Deku already starts getting a lot of votes for wanting to be number one. Not wanting to be number one, so having a lot of internship options. So now it's time for the last event. Bakugo versus Deku. Bakugo and Deku smirk at each other. And then Midnight says go. Bakugo instantly shoots into battle, going in for a right hook. Deku notices this and then hits him with his ball and chain. He then says, "Well, I want to end this quickly, so how about I do that?" He then goes into Godspeed, saying, "I'll make this quick." Deku starts zooming around the entire perimeter of the arena. Bakugo can't see him because he's moving really fast. All you can see is the blue blur. But then Deku goes in for a punch and punches Bakugo once. Deku's holding back a lot, so he can just hit Bakugo multiple times. Deku is just zooming around, continuously hitting Bakugo, and he says, and then he makes a double of himself, and then Deku starts charging up a Jonken fist, or rock. Bakugo notices this and says, "Oh, he can't use it at far range, so I'll just wait here." When he says this, Deku hears him and says, "Good, I can use it then." He says, "Jonken fist." He then proceeds to punch the ground, and then it shatters the entire ground, leaving Bakugo in the air, because he knew that was going to happen. Deku looks at him after Bakugo says, "Ha, I saw that coming." Deku says, "But he didn't see this coming." Round 2! He then throws a Jonken paper at Bakugo, blasting him out of the air, sending him flying out of the ring, which gives Deku the win of the sports festival. After all that, All Might comes, all that stuff happens, and then they get to class the next day and they say, "Okay, now it's time to pick hero names and internships and all that stuff." I don't know when they're supposed to pick the hero name. I'm sorry, I forgot. Deku gets the most votes, obviously, because of the versatility of his quirk, or power, or whatever. Everyone is surprised by this, but not really, because they're like, yeah, he did get first place, and he did show off his power. Deku says, well, I didn't really show off all of it. When everyone hears this, they're like, come again? Deku says, well, I have another power-up that I have, but I choose not to use too much, because I don't like to use powers that aren't mine, because in this world, why not? I forget. Just don't take it too seriously. When they hear this, Deku says, the class says, what do you mean? Deku says, well, my father is part of a special clan that gives them special powers. I'm not going to show you what the power is, but I might have to use it in the near future or far future, but if I do use it, you'll see. It's very hard to miss. Deku says this and everybody nods. When Bakugo says, so Deku, you've been underestimating me? Deku says, well, shut the hell up, I'm busy trying to pick my internships. Bakugo says, I'll kill you. Deku says, I'll kill you first. Bakugo says, I'd like to see you try. Deku says, well, I'll kill you twice before you can try. So, yeah. So Bakugo sits his butt down and says, and he's just mumbling at this point. So, yeah. After all that stuff, Deku decides to internship with Miracle, cause why not? I really have no idea why, because it wouldn't make sense if I gave him Gran Torino, because it really would not make any sort of logical sense for any reason. At least Miracle is the number 3 hero, so no, number 4 hero, so that would make sense. Yeah, because really, why not? Deku gets there, and then Miracle greets him saying, "Oh, I really didn't think that you were, of all people, were gonna come to my agency, but thanks for coming." I'm giving her a deep voice because Miriko's scary. She scares me. She looks like the kind of woman that would probably rip out my tonsils for talking to a girl next to me, or like giving a girl a freaking handshake. And you know what? I like my tonsils, so yeah, I think I'm allowed to give her a scary voice. Deku says, well, you are the number 4 hero, so why would I not pick your agency? Miracle says, fair enough. Well, it's time to start your combat training. Go into that lightning form, or whatever it is. Deku says, sure. He then goes into Godspeed. Mirko says, I'm gonna teach you how to not how to control it, how to use this to the greatest potential. Since Mirko is super fast, and I'm pretty sure that her senses are heightened, and she's stronger as well. So yeah, and that's basically what Godspeed does as well. So yeah. So after a few days of gruesome training, Deku can barely stand because he's not used to this much training. Mirko says, "Oh, get up! You're a man. Get the hell up." Deku says, "Well, that's kind of sexist." Mirko says, "Well, it will be sexist for me to pretend like the damsel in distress. So get the hell up." Mirko says this, and Deku finally gets up and says, "Okay, training is over. Time for on-the-job work. We're going to Hosu City." Deku says, "Oh, awesome." And then she says, why is it so awesome?" He says, "Oh, because one of my friends is interning there as well." Mirko says, "Well, lucky you. Let's go." So they start running there because Mirko says, "I want to train your endurance in this form. Because even though you try to hide it, I see, what the heck? I see that there are a few moments when your body stops because it looks like you're super tired. So it looks like that form takes up a lot of energy." Deku says, "Well, I thought I kept that as really hidden." Mirko says, "Well, nah, not good enough for me at least." They get to Hosu City, and then it's night, so the Nomu start attacking. Deku says, "Oh, I'm gonna go find my friend. I realize that he's probably going after the hero killer Stain." Mirko says, "Fine, I give you permission to use your quirk. Now go save him." Deku spreads themselves around the entire city, and then when they spot him, Deku teleports to where that side of him is, and then all of the rest come back. He finds Ida with a sword through his shoulder while Stain is monologuing. Deku says, "Get away from Ida!" Deku then sends John Ken paper at Stain. Stain dodges and then throws a knife at Deku. Deku blocks it with his chain, saying, "It's not nice to throw knives at people." Ida says, Midoriya, what the hell are you doing here? Get out. Deku says, shut up, bro, you're the one on the ground. When he says this, Ida says, but this doesn't concern you in the slightest. Get out. Deku says, well, the true meaning of being a hero is meddling where you're not supposed to. So, shut the hell up. Stain says, wow, you're worthy to live. Deku says, thanks. Then he heals Ida and Native, saying, you guys need to get the absolute hell out of here. Stain says, I might be able to let you live, but they are fake heroes. I can never let them live. Deku says, well, it's not much of your choice because here's a little thing it's called murder. Get out. So Deku sends an onslaught of attacks using multiple of himself to just bombard Stain. Deku then switches to Godspeed, saying, I need to end this quickly. Ida comes from behind Stain and kicks him in the head. Deku says, thanks, that gives me enough time to do this. He rushes at Stain with Godspeed and punches him square in the jaw, instantly knocking him out. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Usually my videos are around 25 minutes long. I'm pretty sure this is like 20. So yeah, sorry if it's too short. So yeah, stay safe, stay cool, and wear a mask.